Thank you. And I understand that there may well be some misunderstanding or some confusion, but let me say at the outset, the state of emergency is not a curfew. You can have a state of emergency where there is no curfew. You can have a state of emergency where there is no lockdown. The state of emergency allows you to put certain regulations in place that allows, in our case, at this time, our health professionals to determine how we get under control a virus that affects the state, the whole nation. How do we fight it? And we depend on Dr. Laws. She's supported by Dr. Wilkinson and a whole barrage of senior doctors and experienced doctors who meet and encourage them how to fight this virus. It may well require strict regulations. If it is that our citizens need to have a certain behavior that requires enforcement supported by the security forces, that is what a state of emergency allows us to do. To suspend certain rights for the good of everybody. That's what a state of emergency is. We could not put those regulations in place and be effective without a state of emergency, which allows, under the Constitution, to suspend temporarily those individual rights that we hold so dear, that are so sacrosanct to us. The state of emergency says that what is reasonably required for allow our health professionals in this case to address COVID virus, we suspend those individual rights. Rights of assembly, rights of freedom of expression, and other rights that we hold dear to us. Under the state of emergency, we provide these regulations, and we have done a number of them so far. Regulation number 7, number 9, number 10, number 12, and we're now introducing number 14. And other sets of regulations may well be introduced as the need may arise. Those regulations may say a curfew, stay at home, and it gives our security forces that power to do so within the state of emergency. But the regulations may say that we have limited operation. That's not a curfew. The regulations might say there is no curfew and you can operate. The regulations might say no lockdown or don't talk about a lockdown. What the state of emergency does, it gives the state the flexibility to put in place regulations to have our behavior controlled so that we save ourselves from ourselves, that we do not have the spread of this coronavirus. The state of emergency does not mean a curfew. It does not mean a total lockdown, whether for 21 days or 6 months. As we go along, we may have to put a curfew, we may have to have a lockdown, or we may relax it as the need may arise. And if there's no need for a state of emergency, it can be ended at any time. It can be revoked. If we feel we are under control of the virus, we can bring it to an end. This is really where we are. To date, the medical fraternity has given us advice, we have accepted it, and we have been able to now to manage where we are. Okay? There was a state of emergency. There was another question, though? I think that was it.
No, that was it.
Thank you very much.